This right here is the Acer Chromebook 714. I have had this Chromebook for the past 4 years since June of 2020, and ever since then, the battery in this thing has been degrading a lot. Now I know that I can replace the battery in this laptop, which is at 66% battery health, but there is a far cheaper way. Recently, Chrome OS has rolled out this new battery saving feature, and what it does is it turns off a lot of background services, and it also limits your GPU to render content at 30 frames per second instead of the normal 60 or 120 like the native refresh rate on your screen. So I began running some tests. So I ran the test and I have the list here, so let's give you the rundown. Now on idle at 50% brightness, with no battery saver on, the Chromebook lasted 9 hours and 31 minutes. And then with battery saver on, it lasted 10 hours and 12 minutes, making it last just 7% longer. I didn't run the idle test for obvious reasons, because it was going to go on for hours and hours and hours, so I just went with the estimates. Now the next test that I ran is 4K video streaming at 50% brightness, and with no battery saver on, the Chromebook lasted 5 hours and 40 minutes. And then turning on battery saver netted us an extra almost 1.5 hours, bringing our battery life up to 7 hours and 3 minutes, which is 23% more than with no battery saver on. Now the final test that I ran is a gaming test, and this actually netted us the highest battery life increase. Now because battery saver limits the FPS in Chrome, that means that basically everything you do, like scrolling, various animations, and gaming, will all be limited to that 30 FPS limit. And the game that I ran here was Medallion Stunt Cars 2. Now with battery saver off, the Chromebook lasted 1 hour and 45 minutes, and with battery saver on, it lasted an impressive 2 hours and 58 minutes. And battery saver on actually lasted about 70% more than with battery saver off. Now what about the average battery life? Now the average battery life with battery saver off is 5 hours and 39 minutes, which is pretty good, until you realize that a normal school day for me is 6 hours. And I'm practically using my Chromebook the whole time. And then with battery saver on, it lasts 6 hours and 44 minutes. Which is actually a 19% increase from with battery saver off. Now a 19% increase may not seem like a lot, but it can turn a 5-hour battery life into roughly 6 hours. So yeah, it's amazing. Back to past me. Now over the past couple of weeks, I have turned on the battery saving feature when I went to school, along with turn the screen and keyboard brightness all the way down to minimum. And if I'm lucky, I would sometimes end the day with just under 40%, but under heavy use throughout the day like YouTube and multitasking with Google Docs, Google Slides, and having multiple tabs open at the same time doing all this research, I would just about end the day with 25 to 5% battery left. I'm really thankful that a feature like this exists, because beforehand, even while I was in grade 9 when the battery health was a little better, I was still struggling to get to the end of the day. So yeah, if you don't want to spend money replacing your battery, this is a good stopgap feature until you want to like pull the trigger on a new battery. Don't actually do that because the battery will explode, but you get what I mean. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this pretty short video. If you liked it, please subscribe, and I can see you guys in the next video. Bye!